the sound is sort of a mix of indie, alternative, folk rock. So it's lots of different sort of styles and genres sort of blend into one. I always like to think it sort of sounds like it should have maybe been in the 70s, but it is now. And it's sort of those two worlds colliding.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
We always love giving a little platform to local musicians, especially when they are brilliant and fantastic, just like my next guest. It is Dolly Mavies. Morning, Dolly. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. Really good. We were just chatting just before we came live. The reason why we're doing this chat right here, right now, is a combination from a message that we sent a few months back. We did a band week where we kind of highlighted loads of brilliant local musicians. And literally this week, Dolly got in touch and went, I'm so sorry, I completely missed this. Would love to come on and do this. It's a brilliant thing. I love it. It's absolutely great. So we're going to treat this bit like Band Week again. So for people that don't know, Dolly, tell us a little bit about you and your sound.
Yeah, sure. So, I'm Dolly Mavies. I am from Oxfordshire. I've been performing for quite a long time. I sort of started out as a solo artist, and now I've got a brilliant band that join me when I play live. And the sound is sort of a mix of indie, alternative, folk rock. So it's lots of different sort of styles and genres sort of blend into one. I always like to think it sort of sounds like it should have maybe been in the 70s, but it is now. And it's sort of those two worlds colliding.
It's brilliant stuff. It's an interesting shift going from kind of like a solo performer and going out to gigs and doing things on your own, and then sort of inviting a band to come with you when you play live. Has that step been kind of, have you enjoyed that kind of step?
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's funny, actually. People always say that when you perform by yourself, it must be really scary. And performing with other people is, brilliant. But obviously it's brilliant. But it's actually so much, when you play with other people, they're sort of relying on you, you're relying on them. So there's like a big sort of shift in, I guess, your responsibility and making sure that everybody's in sync and knows what's going on. And obviously trying to organise 5 people as opposed to 1 person is more of a challenge.
Yeah, I can understand that. So where did your sound come from? You say that it sort of belonged in the 70s. Is this a kind of the music that you were kind of grew up with? Is this what was played to you, or did you find it yourself?
I think it's a mix of things. I love listening to a really broad range of music, and I think that really influences what I do, because I'm not sort of just, one set thing that I'm, trying to achieve or that I'm feeling. I think my music sort of reflects all the different facets of people and life. And, it's not always plain sailing. It's not always a lovely little tune. Sometimes it's a bit more of a aggressive sound. And, but I think, definitely lots of different artists over the years have influenced me. Like I love, like Johnny Cash, Patti Smith, Joni Mitchell, people like that. And then I love, the bands like, I love The National, I love Middle Kids. I think, there's a really great resurgence of a different kind of sound. And I love punk kind of music. So I think all that stuff sort of influences what I do. And it's sort of making music because, you've got that, energy to make it and not sort of what might sound nice. So I think it's, it comes from like a real place, and it's exciting to explore that.
And the sort of style of music, the sort of the kind of the off-kilter sort of folky stuff. Obviously, the words of songwriting is very important. Where do you get your kind of inspiration from, and how do you kind of sit down and write that? I always find it fascinating because I'm not a musician at all. Like I DJ a bit. That's nothing like what anyone says. It's playing other people's records. But the sort of inspiration and kind of like is it kind of living those experiences and writing about them? Is it getting inspiration from, I don't know, paintings or a day or something like that? Where do you get yours from?
Yeah, I think, again, it's loads of different things influence it. So it's my life, it's other people's lives around me. If something sort of huge goes on, it has a knock-on effect on lots of different people. So whether that's, something that's happened in a personal life, or if that's something on the news, that's quite influential for me, politics and, the unjust world we live in. But also, yeah, like you said, other things. Like if I ever go to a live show, if I go and see bands and stuff, it's always really inspirational because you go and you think, you sort of just get reminded of what you're doing and why you love it. And sometimes it just sort of sparks new things in your mind. So it might just be off the back of that as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm always sort of writing different things and having different ideas. And then, some of them are rubbish and they never see the light of day. But actually yesterday I was looking back through some old sort of lyrics that I'd written down from years ago, and I'd completely, because you do so much, sometimes you have like the surge of energy and inspiration, and you might have had a really great idea, but if you didn't jump on it at the time, it might sort of disappear. So sometimes it's quite good to look back and find those sort of gems.
Oh, exactly. That's brilliant stuff. And tell us about what the rest of the year looks like, because obviously it's been summer in inverted commas. Summer was summer. I don't really think we had one. It feels like some more summer this weekend. But anyway, let's not look back. Let's look forward. What we got coming up? Where can we potentially see you?
Yeah. So we are playing. We're playing in Tame on, I think it's the 2nd of November, and we're playing in Oxford on the 4th of November. So there's 2 shows sort of quite close together in Oxfordshire, different sort of places. And then I think we're playing in Banbury maybe at the end of the year. And then I've got a big Christmas show that I put on every year, which is on the 16th of December, which is a really lovely, festive, magical sort of evening in a church. And it's one of my favourite gigs that would.
Oh, amazing.
Well, it's just really, really nice, and there's a lovely listening audience, and it's just sort of gearing up for Christmas, so it's always fun.
Oh, good. You've actually, I know it's like going to be 20 degrees today. You made me feel a little bit Christmassy with that. That sounds like fab. Yeah, I'm not sure quite how that works, but there we go. Where can we find you? Socials and fantastic website as well.
Yeah, so it's dollymavis.com, or you can find me at Dolly Mavies on all social channels. So Mavies if anybody gets lost.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. And we're going to play I'm All Sugar right now. Just to quickly tell us a little bit about this song.
Yeah, so this song I wrote sort of, it encapsulates, we all sort of decide what our lives look like nowadays online, and there's a real sense of either everything's absolutely brilliant or everything's sort of terrible. There's no sort of in between normal, boring kind of life, and the song is about that. And it's about also that people always like to be influencing somebody else and saying, have you tried this, why don't you do that, the grass is always greener. And I think it's sort of a bit of an angsty song really about I'd rather just do me, be me, not worry about it, and not have to sort of lie and make this sort of painting of a life that might not be all it's cracked up to be.
Brilliant stuff. Well, this is Dolly Mavies and I'm All Sugar on Get Radio.